really need a storage box for all of my 3D prints. That's why in this episode I'm building this box. And to build this box we need to keep ourselves on some guidelines. A good project needs some guidelines. Number 1, I need to use wood that I already have. And number 2, I have to try something new. I will be using this very expensive and very rare pallet wood. You can find it everywhere for free. For our front and our back side and our 2 sides we are using pallet wood. So it was time to cut it on our table saw, and I will use stop blocks to easy and repetitive cuts, so cutting our pallet. After that, a quick sanding with the sander. And there I was, our 4 pieces of wood. I'll be using my new floating router table built out of scrap wood and some 3D printed parts. After some fine-tuning with a chisel, I end up with half a box already. So now I need to glue it up. Afterwards I will use a thin layer of wood that will act as the bottom part. I will trim it flush, and then I need to think about the top part. Something that I need to think of, because there are a lot of ways how to make a top for your box, of course. So yeah, now we will glue up our box. With the clamps removed, it's time to sand our box. After some sanding, it's time to make a bottom part, and I will use a thin layer of wood. A thin layer of wood.
You know I'm working.
We have our bottom part, and I will just glue it on top of it, and afterwards maybe some nails, we will see. But first I will glue it here onto our box. I make sure there is a tiny bit of overhang, because later on I will trim it off with our router. While the glue was drying, I've made myself 3D printed legs for our wooden box, and the 3D part is to notice me, hey, it's a box with 3D printed parts in it. But first, another task to do. I will need to trim off the excess material here on our wooden box. We trimmed off the excess material of our box. I have put a dent into the bottom part for our screw or nail for our feet. So I will drill a hole. With our box sanded, and I really like the result of this joinery, but it's time to give it a finish, and I will not apply a special finish. I will just use some neem oil, because that's the only thing I have here in the workshop. I use it for my woodworking, for forging, for all sort of things, but the only product I use for putting it onto the wood is neem oil. So let's apply our finish onto our wooden box and bring it to life. And with our finish on our wooden box, we are at the end of this build. So the things I did for the first time, and therefore I needed to build me a flattening jig for my palm router. I've made myself a new router table, which one that I can put on the wall. My movable, transportable router table. I can put it everywhere on a table or on a flat surface and just clamp it down onto the piece where you are working. So much more convenient, easy to storage. So built this one especially for the wooden box project. I also have another built one, but it's taking too much space here in the workshop. So I made a new one. I made a router's flattening jig to do the top of our wooden box. So yeah, it's finished. I need to put in the 3D printed parts and put it there on the shelf. We have 3D printed feet, so I can recognize from all the way over there in the workshop, hey, that's the box with the 3D printed parts. That's the idea behind it. Now, like I mentioned, this build is finished, but it actually depends on you. Because do we leave it as it is with no handle and just take it on the side to open our wooden box, or do we put a handle on top of it? And if we are using a handle, do we 3D print one or do we make one out of wood? You can decide. Do we put a handle on top of it or no handle? And if we're putting an handle, do we 3D print it or do we make one out of wood? That's it for this video. We have a new wooden storage box. I would say happy DIYing, happy creating, happy building. See you in the next. Peace.
In the morning, I wake up feeling no pain.